I keep seeing and hearing this word thrown around lately: pseudo-intellectual. It is never used to engage with any real ideas. It's just used to dismiss any ideas that don't fit into people's small box and worldview. What's interesting to me about it isn't the insult, it's like just the psychology behind it. Like, most of the time when someone says it, they're talking about, like, I don't like how what you're saying makes me feel. And that's not the same thing as being wrong. Now, if I'm presenting a structured argument and I'm telling you what these terms are, what it means, I'm building a premise, I'm talking about causality, cause and effect, logic, reason, and then instead of a built up counter argument, I get, oh, you're overthinking it. Oh, this is a tired take. Touch grass. Like, none of that actually addresses what I'm talking about. You're just gonna attack my tone, attack my personality, attack whatever you're perceiving my intention is, and none of that is even real because your egoic identity within the argument is what's causing you to miss it. Critical thinking requires effort. It requires having like complex variables go through your mind at the same time, weighing the severity of each argument, each decision, tolerating a sense of confusion, ambiguity, and sitting with a sense of discomfort for long enough to really examine what someone's talking about. Not just who is saying something, but why are they saying it? What do they have to gain from you receiving this information? And most people don't do that in a meaningful capacity. So instead, people like to flatten complexity, make things super simple to understand. If something feels layered and nuanced, it's got to be pretentious. If something is structured and thoughtful and well laid out, it's got to be artificial. If someone's speaking precisely about whatever it is that they're talking about with a sense of cohesion and coherent resonance to a specific center of gravity and narrative, it just doesn't resonate and it's got to be performative. Precision is not performance. Precision is respect for one's ideas. And sometimes hostility towards structure is just hostility towards effort and caring about getting the information right. If something's well structured, it's not just AI slop. Like, it's crazy to me that people assume that the ideas that I generate with the help of AI, using critical thinking in a way that intelligence agencies would have you use it, not to feed into your own biases, but in a way to think critically. In what way do I already think that's just wrong. And I'm willing to be wrong, but don't just tell me that I'm wrong and I'm not someone that I should even have this that you should have the conversation with. Because to just completely dismiss me without engaging with what I'm really talking about is so foolish, and it's lacking thought. Most people are suspicious of coherence itself. If something flows way too clean, people assume that you didn't earn it. And having structure doesn't mean it's automated. Structure means that someone cared enough to organize their thinking in a way that involves certainty. It takes discipline. And now we've reached this weird point in culture where discipline and critical thinking needs to be inauthentic, because there's no way that you spent this much time thinking about something. Anti-intellectualism is not an argument. Like, it's cool if you disagree with somebody about something, but don't just refuse to engage with the ideas while pretending that you have the right answers and something that's more profound that you're hiding from the rest of the world, that other people wouldn't understand, so you won't even put up your ideas within the marketplace of ideas. You're just replacing the argument that you think that you have with vibes. You're confusing cynicism with intelligence. And you're believing that being dismissive is deep. Calling something pseudo-intellectual without explaining why it's not correct is not a critique. It's just a shield for your own ignorance. And to be fair, it's like there are people that use complexity to posture and just be like, I'm better than you, and I'm smarter than you, and you just wouldn't get it. But then there's people who like just hide arguments behind jargon and just say fancy words in order to try to get a point across. But that's not a great reason to be anti-intellectual. We need to have better reasoning. Where is the argument flawed? What assumptions go unsupported? What evidence is actually contradictory to this? That's thinking. That's having a conversation, furthering the discussion. But most people are too tribal and caught up in their own feelings and in groups to be able to understand themselves well enough to see what patterns are emerging from within them infinitely. If you disagree with me, that's wonderful. Tell me where the logic breaks. Tell me what variable I'm missing. But if your only response is that I'm a pseudo intellectual or I'm just flat out wrong, then we're not having a real discussion. We're just protecting your own sense of comfort. And comfort never produces clarity. Critical thinking is not elitist, it just takes effort. And the moment the effort becomes suspicious, the culture starts drifting towards intellectual laziness. And that worries me. I don't disagree. I just don't think that we should be avoiding having difficult conversations. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. Feel free to leave a like, comment, share with a friend or an enemy, or do as you will. And hit the subscribe button if you'd like more content. Thank you very much. Take care.